Hey, it's Fat Dad here, and it's Saturday. And this is more of a health update than a weight update because my leg is actually still very badly swollen. And that means there's a lot of fluid down there, which means that if I take my weight, it's going to include the weight of that fluid, which won't really be a proper tracking of my weight loss. So, no weight update today, but I think I'm going to just let you know what's happening health wise because something scary happened. And so last Friday, meaning 8 days ago, woke up fine. Had my morning coffee and was everything was going okay. And then started getting shivers for no obvious reason. No fever, just shivers. And then my leg, which I keep a compression wrap on, started really hurting, like it was trying to strain beyond the compression wrap, and I knew something bad was going on because I've had this problem before. So I quickly unwrapped it. Fever hit. Went to lie down. This is 9 a.m. So it's now 7 a.m. Fine. 9 a.m. Not fine. Went to lay down. Noon came. I knew I was dehydrated. Had to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to go to the bathroom. Then I'm going to go to the kitchen. And I'm going to get something to drink from the fridge. Go to the bathroom, get up. I am so dizzy. It's like, no, I'm not going to go to the kitchen. I'm not going to make it to the kitchen. So I make it back to the bed, pretty close to faint into the bed. It's now noon, and I am trying to figure out what the heck can I do. I'm going through friends. I'm sending out messages, realizing, of course, that number one, most of them are not available because they're at work. So they might not even read these messages. And number two, because of where I live, everybody is at least half an hour from me and then a half an hour to get to the hospital. So I decide I need to call for an ambulance. So I do. But of course the door's locked. So I have to say, listen, the door's locked. You're gonna have to get the manager to let you in. Which they do. They arrive, they bang up, they knock on the door. I'm still on the phone because when you have somebody in medical distress, they try to keep you on the phone. So they did get in. They had to move all kinds of stuff in my apartment to accommodate me. Fortunately, I still have this big wheelchair that I use as my computer chair. I got it, if you recall, if you've been following along for many, many years or a couple of years, I got it so that when I went places with my kids, I could be pushed around and see stuff because I couldn't walk everywhere. Anyway, so they used the wheelchair instead of trying to transport me, trying to figure out how to work the stretcher into here. They got the wheelchair to get me to the living room. Then they got me onto the stretcher and into the ambulance, took me to the place. It wasn't lights and sirens because I was stable enough, so they didn't have to lights and sirens me. Got there, so it's now 1 o'clock ish, 12:30 ish, whatever, and spent a lot of time just sitting in the ER area. But I knew I was going to be admitted because I knew it was really bad. So they put me on intravenous heavy duty antibiotics until Tuesday. Then they took me off that and they put me on a heavy duty oral antibiotic. But because it was one that I had a mild allergy to, and now they took it off because I had no reaction whatsoever, they wanted to keep me for 24 hours to make sure I didn't have a reaction to it before they sent me home. So they finally sent me home on Wednesday. Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. And I was mostly okay. And then Thursday came along and I had a shift at the pumpkin patch because my daughter had a shift at the pumpkin patch. It was also transition day to pick up my daughter from school, and then she stays with me for a week. But I decided not to get off of this shift on the pumpkin patch because what am I going to do? My daughter's still going to have to work and it's just going to be weird. And I knew that it was bad because it's sitting. I mean, they accommodated me, because I can't walk a lot, by having me sitting. Well, they can't accommodate me by having me lying down. There's no such position because you need to keep your leg elevated, which basically means ideally you are horizontal. So right now I'm not doing the right thing for myself. Anyway, 3 hours of that plus the time driving to and driving from, and all that involving sitting, and that's that 90 degree sitting. Your butt to your back to your front is 90 degrees, and your knee to your down is 90 degrees. That's like literally the worst thing for leg circulation. Anyway, so that night, get home, the leg is awful. The color isn't too bad, but it's enormous. It's like literally about the size of a medicine ball. Now, I have big legs anyway, but like enormous. So because of that, and because Friday was a very short day at school for my daughter, she said, listen, why don't I take off tomorrow so you don't have to drive me to school and you can just spend time lying down, which is good. So that's what we did. Because again, driving, and because of where her school is, I spend an hour driving, which is again the wrong kind of sitting, and it's an hour of that minimum. And so that was yesterday. Today she is working, I am not. Tomorrow she is working, I am not. Somebody has arranged I've got lifts arranged for her. Sorry, I'm yawning. I have lifts arranged for her, which is good. Thank you to those people who stepped up. Also, somebody stepped up, bought some bread so she can make sandwiches to take to work, and brought cat food because we were almost out. So I'm hoping I'm good by Monday, because Monday I'm taking her to school, and then Monday she also has a shift, and so do I. Tuesday's the big day. Tuesday I have a teaching shift all day, and Tuesday I have also pumpkin patch. So that's a long day of mostly sitting. So by then, hopefully, other than this period here and editing, I should be good enough to work, and by then my legs should be able to take some compression on it. I can't really put too much compression on it right now because you just can't. You can't squeeze a swollen leg too much. You can put light pressure, and hopefully that will help encourage the swelling to go down, but very light pressure. You try to squeeze the heck out of it. You might squeeze the heck out of it, but you're going to cause other trouble. Anyway, that is my update. I do not have a weight for you because, like I said, I could easily have 8 pounds of fluid in the leg. It doesn't take much to make 8 pounds of fluid. That's a gallon. You spread it out over a whole leg. Trust me, I probably had 1.5 gallons Thursday night. Anyway, take care of yourselves. This is called cellulitis. It's scary when it comes on full force because it went from 0 to boom. It's a staph infection. Staph is one of these bacteria that are literally everywhere. So you don't know what caused it. It could be anything. I could have just had an itch and scratched it. It could have come in from the air. It could have come in from when I changed the litter box and maybe I didn't have my leg covered. Who knows? All it takes is staph to get in under that skin layer into the cellulite layer, and in the right way, in the wrong way, whatever you want to call it, and just it spreads like wildfire. I've had it before, and unfortunately, once you've had cellulitis, you're more prone to have it again. There's not a lot you can do to prevent it. Really, it's just there. It's like I said, staph is a bacteria that is literally everywhere. Anyway, thank you again. Please, if you found this interesting, educational or inspirational, give it a like. Share maybe. I don't know. It's not as interesting as some of the others, but if you know someone who's gone through bad cellulitis, or if you've gone through bad cellulitis, feel free to share this. Subscribe if you want to. Like I said, I'm never going to be internet famous. It just makes me feel good to go, oh, I have whatever subscribers. I should actually check that. I think it's like 252. It's like, woo! I'm like 40th of the way to the minimum level to say I'm famous. All right. Thank you.